Hello everyone. I am so happy to be here as we will talk about how we can use ManyCam to facilitate student engagement. And so just a little bit about myself. I should say, hey y'all, because I am from the South of the United States. I am a lifelong learner and I am unashamed about that. As you heard a little bit more about my experience, I just want to share that I am passionate about what I do as a teacher, as an educator, as a mentor, and as I have spent many years in the classroom, now I actually am an online educator where I have taken my expertise, my passion, my skills, and now I do teaching online with adults and children. Currently, I spend most of my time teaching students English online, but I also continue to teach math online, and I am a certified teacher in both. And so I'm really excited about being a digital teacher or instructor with Teach Pitch, where I get to not only combine those years of experience in the classroom, but also the past 3 years as I have been learning as an online educator, the tools and the tricks and the hacks that have allowed me to bring more engagement in my online virtual classroom, but also a lot of these techniques being able to run into the formal brick and mortar classroom. And if you want to keep in touch with me and see what's going on with technology with teachers, you can visit my blog. I have my blog there at www.candicezakaryia.com, and that is where I will have a little bit more about my passion as an online teacher and the technology that I use every day. So I know that you all are here not to learn about me and my life, but to learn about ManyCam. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So, as you all know, we're going to talk about facilitating engagement with our students. And to be honest, I started using ManyCam 3 years ago. And as an online educator using ManyCam, it revolutionized everything about the way that I taught. And I wish that I would have had the opportunity to have been exposed to ManyCam when I was in the brick and mortar classroom, because as many of you know, we have use of technology in the classroom with projectors and screens and smart boards. There's a lot that we can do to engage our students. And so whether you're an online educator or you're a brick and mortar teacher, just be assured that everything that you are listening to today will be something that you can use in the classroom. And so before ManyCam, you could probably relate to some of this, but before ManyCam, to be honest, I dreaded doing daily lesson prep because I knew that I had to pull out my bag of tricks and try to engage my students. And at the same time, I knew that I only had about 3 tried and true tricks that the students really liked. But if I kept using those things over and over, the students would kind of get bored. And because of that, I did not have the confidence that I needed every day to engage my students. I was a great teacher in the classroom. Always did what I needed to do. And of course, I had those highlights and those moments where we had exciting lessons and, I couldn't wait to teach this, that, and the other. But, I know that as an educator, you want your students to be engaged and you also want to be engaged. And so before ManyCam, I would have to be completely honest and say that, those engaging times were not every day. And I hope I'm not alone in that. And also before ManyCam, I felt like I had to compete for my students' attention. You know that our students, they are visual learners with social media and, you know, the filters and, you know, the cell phones. I really felt like I had to bring out all the stops just to get my students' attention in the classroom. But now I have pretty much I now have a tool where, you know, whether in the classroom or, like I said, in a virtual classroom, I can look forward to my lesson prep because I know that there are hundreds, not if thousands, of different visual learning aids at my fingertips to engage my students. And because there were so many, using this software, which we will talk about and I will introduce to you in just a moment, I had many tricks up my sleeve. So every day was a different experience. The students were always wondering, and still are always wondering, what is Ms. Z going to do today with her crazy self? And so now I have the confidence in my abilities to engage my students, not, you know, 3 days out of the week, but every day that I am teaching. And so my after testimonial is that I'm enjoying the beauty of engaging our visual learners today. All right, so ManyCam has really solved a lot of problems for me, and I hope that as I share with you all today that you will see some benefit in ManyCam being used in your classroom. So as I mentioned, we will experience having digital props at your fingertips. Okay, so I know you all are like, okay, we see the slides, Candice, what's really going on? Can you show us what this is about? So I'm all about not just talking it, but actually doing it. So we're going to take a look at ManyCam. So get ready. If you've never seen ManyCam, here it is, and here I am. I'm Candice. So I'm the face of behind this tutorial today. And what you see here is ManyCam. Okay, so this little rectangle, almost square, is the software called ManyCam that you can download on your computer and have at your disposal. And so what I'm going to do today is introduce you to the platform and show you how you can get ManyCam for absolutely free. And then also share with you a mini demo of how I use ManyCam today as an online teacher. But before we do that, I want to show you a little bit of the function here so that when you download ManyCam, it is not going to be intimidating. And to be honest, it is very user-friendly. It can be intimidating as any other technology that you are being introduced to for the first time. But my objective today is to introduce you to it at a very basic level, and so you will have the confidence to download your own and begin experimenting with ManyCam. All right, so let's get started. So as you can see here, I am on the top right-hand side of ManyCam. And as you look down, you will see there's different buttons. So I'm going to look at most of the buttons with you today and just introduce to you some of the function. So here you will see that this is called the presets. And what this allows you to do is preset your virtual classroom. Okay, so as you can see, we are now on the teach pitch preset. And these three presets correspond to the screens that you see down here. So let's say that I have 3 class periods or 3 classes that I'm doing today, and I want to go ahead and prep and set up my classroom so that I don't have to scramble in between classes to do so. So right now we are on preset number 1, but I could easily, if you see my mouse down here, I can easily click on the transition, and now I'm in another class, okay? And that means that I may have some different presets or frames or digital props that I can use that you will see in just a moment. So we're going to go back to the teach pitch because that's where we are right now. Okay, and so we're going to go on down to the second button, which is the video button, and that helps you to format your video how you like it. So I'm not going to go into too much of the technical things here. That will be more for an advanced tutorial that I do plan to do in the future. But for the most part, your resolution here is how crisp is your video. So I actually do not have the clearest and crisp resolution right now because we're using a lot of technology for this workshop, and so I'm using a 240, but as you can see, it's okay. But the higher your resolution, the more sharp and crisp your video feed will be. Okay, and the frames per second has to also do with your movement. So if you're moving, you can see there's a little blur there. So if I increased my frames per second, it would be very sharp as far as movement. Okay. Then we have here this neat zoom in function. Okay, you can zoom in and zoom out. I can turn flips in my classroom. All right, with this rotate. So this just does the other way, the clockwise. I can also flip like this. Okay, we can flip vertically as well. And then we have some picture-in-picture modes where this is just one picture on my screen. But if I wanted to, I could introduce another picture. Okay, and we are not going to go into too much detail here. This is more advanced, but if I wanted to, I could have another picture or even video. Okay, you could even put a YouTube video here if you wanted to do something there. So there's a lot of different fun things you can do with your video. And then one of the things that I really like about the ManyCam video is that you can adjust the colors. Okay, so you will see that right now it's bright. But if I were to go over to my third preset, it's a little darker. And this is the original preset for the color in the classroom or the video. So I like it to be bright so that, you know, it's more engaging, but you can adjust your colors here. All right. We're going to move on down to the sound. I'm not going to play with the sound too much because, to be honest, I don't mess with it. I don't adjust anything here. So you won't really need to as well. Then we're going to go down to the text, which I really like. So let's say that we are talking about the three very important things that plants need to survive. So I could type a title right here. I can adjust the colors of that title. I can put any color that I like. You can also change the background of that bar. So as you can see, it's a very solid bar, and I like mine to be a little transparent. So I'm going to take it back to a lighter transparency. But there's a lot of things you can do here. You can center your text, you can right align it, you can left align it, you can add emojis. Okay, you can also scroll. Okay, so maybe you have a notice when your students walk in the classroom. You want them to know, hey, remember, we have a test tomorrow. You could scroll it across, get their attention, rather than just a static message there. So as you can see already, and we're not even halfway through the functions of ManyCam, there's a lot that you can do here. You can also draw in color on your screen. So let's say that you want to highlight a word. Okay, you can underline. Let's say you are just in the doodling mood and you want to draw something on your screen to make it fun in your classroom. So you can really engage students by using this text function where you are typing or even writing or drawing on your screen. All right, and you can clear it as you've seen there. So we are going to go down to another one of my favorites. So we have a clock function where you can show the time. So where I am right now, it is 9:18 a.m. and it's preset for me. I didn't do anything. You can change the color of that time. Okay. Um, One of the other things that I like is this timer down here. So sometimes you will have a student or your students to do a warm up, okay, or a bell ringer before class starts. So you may say, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to complete this. So you turn on your timer. You can set your time however you like. So let's say we want to do 3 minutes. We set our timer and it goes, and you can take attendance. You can do the logistical things you have to do before you actually start, and the students know the expectation. This is the timer. This is how much time they have before classroom instruction starts. This is one of my favorites. All right, and so the stopwatch works essentially the same way. If you wanted to see how long does something happen, you would use the stopwatch. All right. And then we have here a more advanced feature, which is called Chroma Key. And I will also save this for a more advanced tutorial that we plan to do. But this is where you can use a green screen, okay? You can actually have a green sheet, green poster board, green construction paper, whatever you have, and put it behind you. Okay, and when you have that green behind you, you can essentially put anything behind you. Let's say that you're a social studies teacher talking about the Great Wall of China. You could take your students on a virtual field trip to see the Great Wall of China by having a green screen, pulling up that background image, and it will be here on your screen. Okay, so if you want to see more of that, please join me for a future workshop where we will talk a lot more about that. And then you have here what's called the lower third. Okay, so actually I'm going to turn off the text here and we're going to go to the lower third. And what that does is it pops up a message here on the lower third of your screen. So you can put anything you like. This is a little too formal for me, but you're welcome to put whatever you like here. You can put your objective for the day. You can put a message to your students, whatever you like. But I like the text. I like to make it colorful and just type out a simple message. But that is the beauty of using ManyCam. There's so many different functions. And then this is one that I really like. This is called the effects. Effects. So these are the digital props. And with the digital props, this is where you can download absolutely free virtual pictures, your background borders, face mask, whatever you like. So I'm going to give you a little sample of what is here. So when you click on backgrounds, this is where you would use your green screen, and you can take your students on a trip to the beach, as you see here, or you could have fireworks in the background. So we're not going to do the green screen today, but that would be used there. Then you have the borders, okay? So the borders are really neat because you can pretty much make your classroom however you like, okay? So if you are talking about seashells, you can post up a border of seashells, or maybe you are a classroom teacher, kindergarten teacher, and you're introducing letters of the alphabet. So you can put up different borders. Here's a fun one. Beep, beep. Here's a fun one. So these borders can bring a lot of personality and fun into your classroom. But there's more, right? There's more. You can have a little fun with effects that are on your face or on your head. So sometimes in my classroom, I just like to try to get their attention And so I'll be teaching and I'll push that, and then I'll act like I don't know why the students are laughing. What's going on? What do you mean? There's a cat on my head. Just to give a little brain break, I will do some fun things like that. I use this one a lot. I see you talking in the back. I see you. So these are fun, the face accessories. And remember, these are free. You can download these for free. And then the objects are just different objects that you can use for whatever you're talking about. Okay, so I just want to show you the various digital props that you can use. And I'm sure right now you're just imagining the different ways that you can use digital props in your classroom. So we will go down to this one, and all this does is it holds snapshots and videos that you can take right here in ManyCam. So if you wanted to record a video, okay, so it's not a live thing, you can press this button right here and record a video and save it, and it will stay here in your recordings. This one is actually, if you go live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I believe it will sync with any of those. So that is the live button. And then you have the snapshot where you can take a picture, just a still picture. So I use this one sometimes. And then we have this last button where you can keep your favorite different effects. Okay, so I like to use the text. All right, I like to use the text, so it's a quick way to just access. And I use the green screen or the Chroma Key a lot when I teach online, and so I have that one ready as well. So class, I said class. So teachers, I teach here all the time. So teachers, we are going to just experience a short demo of how you can use ManyCam when you are teaching a lesson. And so I'm going to do a short demo lesson on the 3 things plants need. Okay, and so this is an example of something that I teach when I'm teaching English online with my English language learners. And so some of the students who are a little bit more advanced, they learn content, but they are also learning the English vocabulary. And if any of you have ever taught lower grades like elementary, or you've taught English as a second language or any other language, you know that you have to have lots of visuals, right? You have to have something for the student to assign to the word. So if they see the word plants, how will they understand what that means? Well, you could, do it the traditional way where you are purchasing photos or posters, or even making your own plants or flowers. But with ManyCam, if you're like me and you're not very artistic, everything is at your fingertips. So I am going to right now show you how I can show the students what plants are. Okay, so we're going to talk about the 3 things plants need. So we have plants here. These are flowers, we have grass, and we also have a potted plant. Okay, so there are 3 things that all of these plants need. Okay, so of course I would do an introduction of what those 3 things are. And so one of the things that plants need is sun. Okay, plants need sunlight. Okay, plants need sunlight. So if I were introducing the word sunlight, I definitely want to use the word, have the word on the screen and have a picture to represent sunlight. Okay, another thing that another thing that plants need is water. Plants need water. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight the water. You can see here, okay? And my students who are learning English would repeat after me, water. All right. And lastly, another thing that plants need is air. Okay, plants need air. All right, class, what are the three things? What are the three things that plants need? They need air. Very good. They need, yes, sunlight. Very good. And they need water. Excellent. They need water. Very good. All right. So class, I want to ask you some questions. You will tell me true. You will tell me true or false, okay? You will tell me true or false. I hope you are listening. You will tell me true or false. Do plants need water? Do plants need water? Oh, very good. Yes, that is true. Very good. Plants do need water. That is true. Excellent. All right, class. I have a question for you. Do plants need the sunlight? Oh, yeah, very good. Yes, I see your thumbs. Yes, very good. That is true. Very good. That is a true statement. Good job. All right, class. Here's another one. Do plants need pizza? Do plants need pizza? No, I know. Teacher is being silly. The teacher's being silly. No, we do not. We know plants do not need pizza. That is false. Very good. That is false. So anyway, that is just a short way that you can introduce vocabulary. Kind of throw in some fun things that the students aren't expecting, and you can also check for understanding with true or false. So that's just one way that you can use ManyCam in the classroom to engage your students. So you're probably wondering now, how can I get my own? All right, so we are going to walk through how you can get your own free version of ManyCam, okay? So what I am doing right now is essentially everything you can do on the free ManyCam version, okay? I didn't want to do anything that you would not be able to do. So we're going to go back to our slides, and I'm going to walk you through how you can get your own. All right, so to get ManyCam, you do have to have a computer, and the cool thing about ManyCam is that you can download it either on a PC or on a MacBook. Okay, you can download it on Apple products and on Android and PC. So it's compatible with most systems. So you will go to ManyCam.com, and you will see that I've highlighted two places where you can download ManyCam for free. Okay, so when you click on either of those buttons, it's going to take you to the most updated version of ManyCam, and you will see this picture as of today. This is what it looks like. So you will click on the green button, and you will have prompts for you to download it on your system. And yes, it is free. It's absolutely free. As you can see, it says here that there are 80 million plus downloads. Now, I will tell you that these downloads are not just educators. In fact, probably the majority of the people who use ManyCam are not even teachers. But this is one of those softwares that has infiltrated the education sector, because the word is getting out about how ManyCam can really be effective for engaging students. And I will let you know that with the free version, there will be a ManyCam watermark where on the lower right-hand side of your picture or your video, it will say ManyCam. So as long as that doesn't bother you, then the free version will be just fine starting out. So you will download it, and then it will walk you through the prompts of what to do to download, just like any other software that you would install on your computer. Okay, so once you download ManyCam, you have to have actual digital images. And so as I mentioned before, you can download thousands, and I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say that, digital images for free. Okay, so the way you would do that is you would go back to ManyCam.com, click on resources, and when you click on resources, it will take you to a page that looks like this. And on this page, it will default to the most popular or the featured images, but they have also filtered them into different categories. So if you know that you're looking for back to school images, you can click on education, back to school, and then all of the different digital props or images that you could download related to that would be right there at your fingertips. You would click on the image to download it. It will save on your downloads folder on your computer, and all you have to do is open it up and it will automatically appear in ManyCam for you. Okay, and then when you need to find that particular picture, you would go to the effects and click on, if it was an object, you would find it in your objects folder. If it were a background, you would find it in the background folder. Or if it were a face mask, you would find it there. So it's pretty simple to find. Okay. And so I do want to let you know that there are other options out there. Okay, so ManyCam is not one of those exclusive softwares. No one else can do it like ManyCam. But I will tell you, I've played with some other options, and you'll see here are two of them. But they are limited in certain ways that ManyCam is not. But there are also some benefits, so I will share those in just a moment. So you will see here that we have SparkoCam, and SparkoCam is downloadable only for Windows PC. Okay, but essentially it does the same thing as ManyCam. It's very visual. You see the pictures, and you would click on it, just like what I demonstrated for you with ManyCam. But you can only use it with Windows, and I have a Mac, so I'm not able to use that. And then you also can take a look at Cam Twist if that's an interest to you, but you can only use that on a Mac. Okay, so you can only use that on a Mac. So it's only compatible with a certain computer. And when you see the screen here, you will notice it's not as visual. So it's not as intuitive as ManyCam, in my opinion. So that is the reason why I do not use Cam Twist. But one of the reasons why, another big reason why I use ManyCam is because there is a huge community of educators who are using it. And so, of course, there are gamers, there's people who do video content, create content online and things of that sort that use these types of softwares, but they are not using it in the same way that we are. So ManyCam has lots of resources for educators. If you go to YouTube and want to learn about teaching and ManyCam, you will find lots of videos. So you can definitely weigh your options on that. So I did want to let you know that there are others out there. You're not just limited to ManyCam. So if you would like, you can check those out. But I recommend ManyCam. Thank you so much for attending the workshop. It was a lot of fun for me to share this. I've been able to share a little bit here and there, but to have teach pitch allow me to do this. Like I said, I'm a nerd and I absolutely love what I do. And so to be able to share this and so many other things that will come, I'm just grateful. So thank you so much. And I hope that you all have a great day and really enjoy using ManyCam in the classroom.